Alright, so today I'm going to start building the actual brew in a bag stand. I'm going to be using this 2-inch tube, 16 gauge, so it's got decently thick gauged steel. It's not too thin, but it could have been thicker, but this is just what I bought. But yeah, so it's going to have an arm that can pick up the grain bag and then swing it around, dumping a trash can to the side. So I think that's going to be a big thing, especially when you start using 25 pounds of grain or something in a brew in a bag. It's hard to get that out. So definitely need a way to do that. And I didn't want to go from the rafters down. I wanted to have it be kind of modular so I could. But anyways, this is what I'm going to do. So I've got a rough idea, rough measurements in my head, but I kind of just like to make stuff up as I go. So let's get going on it. I won't film everything, but I'll probably just give little snippets here and there. Alright, got this thing done. Some of the welds. Probably not the best welding in the world, but that'll work. So then we'll just go through take off all the welds with the flap disc and go from there. I think I'm changing up my design slightly, but yeah, so we'll see how it goes. Alright, got all the welds ground off, and yeah, looks alright. Sits pretty flat, at least on one side. That's all that matters. And so now I'm going to build the bottom shelf. This is the top part where the actual kettle is going to sit. But I will build the bottom part. I'm going to build the bottom part a little bit wider, just to give it more stability. Alright, let's start cutting some Okay, I just finished up this bottom one here. Haven't got the welds off yet. Getting better at welding. Getting my feet back under me. But it's been a while since I've done any serious welding. But as you can see, this one's 18 inches by 18 inches square, and this one is 30 by 18. So 30 by 18, and I did that to give it some stability, because I'm going to have an arm that goes up that is going to be my grain bag lifter, and then on this side is going to be my control panel. It's going to have a little arm coming up. So still haven't figured out if I want to go. I think I'm just going to go straight up with the arms and stuff like that. So I don't know, I might go off at a bit of an angle, not sure yet, but this is going to go straight up, and it is going to have a little bit of bracing just to keep it secured on there. And yeah, so that's where I'm at so far. Alright, I got this, I don't know if I showed this or not, but it's been a day or two later. But this is the bottom, and here is going to be, it's upside down right now, but that's where the pot is going to sit on that side. So, but what I'm about to do is since this is only pretty thin steel, I cut out this probably 1/4 inch stock right here. Got a hole right there. I'm going to weld a nut onto that, and then it'll be able to screw onto the nut and be adjustable so that if I'm on uneven ground, I can adjust. I can unscrew this and adjust it so that it's not wobbly. That's what we're going to do. I did this just for strength, really, more than anything. I mean, I guess I might have been able to get away with just welding the nut onto this part and then having that sit on, but I figured that way it will not break if I go like that. So, alright, got it down on the ground here. Looks like I'm not going to have enough of this 2-inch 2x2 tubing. I'm going to have to go back to the steel yard and get some more, because I'm going to have the, I mean, the pot sits 21 inches, and then you're going to have to be another 21 inches above that. You know, probably another 3 or 4 foot actually to grab the brew in a bag and pull it out. So I need, like, this is about 5, almost 6 foot, and it's just not going to be enough to go all the way up and then over. So I think I'm gonna make the little stand that holds the. Oop, fell over. Anyways, but I'm gonna make the stand about chest high, bring it over. So, all right, I'll get working on that. Alright, after further examination, I'm just going to use two bolts here. This seems to work pretty good. You can kind of unscrew it from the back slightly. So, it is what it is. I think it'll be fine. It won't slide off. So. Alright, here's where we're at so far. You guys saw me kind of, I don't think you guys saw me put these on, but pretty much self-explanatory. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. Looks cool. will prevent the pot from you know, slipping over and then falling in and all that stuff. So I got my plate kind of mounted. As you can see, it's pretty close here. It's maybe just a slight little bit off level. Well, actually it's pretty level. So that looks pretty good. So as you can kind of see, that's what's going to happen there. It's going to be another 4 inches higher with the wheels on it, so that'll be cool. And then this thing just slides off. Let me see here. Well, hold on. Let me see if I can. Anyway, let me show you what I did here on the back. I just have it tacked up right now. I just got it on. There's just a little plate here with those. You guys saw me put that on, so I just tacked that up there. And that's how that's gonna sit. So yeah, this is removable. I mean, my control unit is removable. Not sure how often I'd have to remove it, but I'm going to. Another thing I'm gonna do that I'm kind of planning is when I do my post, it's gonna come all the way up over, and I'm gonna have a winch on it, so I can winch up wire that will lift up my grain bag. But you know, it's gonna be 7.5 foot tall probably, just because you got to clear the pot, and then the bag's got to clear. You got to be able to lift the bag high enough to clear the pot and then swing it over. But so what I'm going to do is when I weld it on this side, I'm going to go up to probably about level to this, and then I'm going to have it where it breaks apart so it bolts on. So it's a 2-piece system, so it's modulars. Otherwise I won't be able to get it into my basement. I won't be able to move it out of my basement. So it'll bolt on. So, all right. Well, we will start on this part over here now, on the actual winch. Once I get the winch made and done, should be it. Cool. Okay, got this thing pretty level, just gonna tack it on, and then I can show you what I'm gonna do later. But yeah, I'll break, these are actually 2 pieces of steel here, but essentially I'm going to be able to bolt and remove this guy. So this is gonna be able to bolt on, and then this will be the part that swivels. So yeah, like that. So all right, let's see how this goes. Dun 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 dun. Okay, so just doing a quick mock-up of it here, and I think I might have to cut that off and move it back, and I'm going to show you why. That looks good though. I like the placement of it. I like the height. This thing, I could actually maybe like it a little bit lower, so it might work out when I have to cut this off and relocate it. An extra inch lower is not going to hurt this, but I'm going to show you why I think so. This all looks good. You know, I like the placement's good. It's not, it sits on there. Here, let me see here. Some of that's just, there's about this much play as far as unevenness, which is totally manageable. I've got this welded on, and then, ooh, it's still hot. All right. Anyways, this I still have to figure out. I'm gonna have to cut this off. I should have already done it. I don't know why I didn't do it when I'm gonna have to cut that off and then weld the bar stock on, so then this thing can spin around for for my arm, but let me show you why I think I have to relocate this back, and I kind of thought I was going to have to. This is the power going in, not a very long cord at all. And my power cord for the wall is going to be in this general area. It's actually probably going to be right here. I wonder if it's going to be okay. I don't really want to have to move this thing down there. I don't know what would be easier, to move this whole thing down there and check it out, or just cut it off and re-weld it. It's going to be close, depending on where it's at. And this thing is also not on wheels yet, so it's going to come up another 4.5 inches. So I don't know. If I was to move this thing back, which I should have put it back here in the first place. Well, I think I'm going to cut it off. Let's just do it right the first time and learn from your mistakes. Kind of the cool thing about welding is you just cut it, grind it, and re-weld it. So everything should be fine. It should all work out. And well, problem is I got this thing all leveled perfectly and stuff, but whatever. I got this. This is the brew in a bag, so the one thing on the height that I'm going to have to consider is the bag is going to have to come out at least this much. So this is about as high as I can, well, this is as high as I can reach, so it's about, I don't know, it's pretty tall. So it's still going to have to, and that's why I'm doing this arm in a different section, because it's going to be too tall. I'm still going to have room for a clip or a hook, and then a little bit of leeway for the pulley too. So at least another 4 inches above this. So it's going to be at least 6.5 foot tall, I'd say. So, all right, that's something to consider. So, because you don't want it to be so low when it's full of grains that it's hitting on the side of the basket, and then you're going to have to lift it up every time to get it over, and then swing it around to dump it into your basket. So you definitely want the whole grain basket to clear easily, which when it's full of grains it'll be wider, not, but anyways. All right. All right, pretty much have it all done. Man, I hope this thing fits in my basement. It's gonna be close. Did a lot of work on it. Welded these guys on here. And I got this thing right here. Probably have too much on it, but so the idea is you can winch it up, winch the grain bag up. I'm gonna put like a little, hook system on here. This is separate. I've only got 2 bolts in it right now, but this is removable, so this top part can come off. And I did end up welding just a little support bar on there, but the weak part is this thing right here. There's a bunch of debris and stuff. I gotta spray this out with some WD-40 and re-lube it, but if anything's gonna break, it's gonna be this little part right there. So we will see. I don't expect more than 80-90 pounds worth of weight ever on this thing. Even if I did 50-pound grain bill, no, I couldn't even do that. If I You know, even if I did 35 pounds of grain, wet is probably 60, 70 pounds. It's not, all things considering, that much weight, considering I've already probably put that much on here just jerking on it. But as you can see, one thing it's almost spins too good, so I'm not sure what I'm gonna do about that. If I could make like a little notch or something that you just release, I'm not sure. I'm gonna brew with it a couple times before I paint it. I probably already know I'm gonna put some like little hooks, you know, some like hooks to hang stuff. Just not really sure what I'm gonna have to change, so I'm gonna brew on it once or twice to make sure everything works and is where I need it, and then I'll come through and paint it, and it'll be done. So cool. Let me see what it's gonna look like from a far back angle with all the equipment kind of mocked up on here. Hold on. Okay, there she is. On the casters. It's pretty tall. It's I knew this was gonna happen, but I'm grabbing onto this rope here, and I'm that's about even with the pot and the you can push it, you can tip it to a point, but when this thing's full of 5 or 6 gallons, it's gonna put extra weight. I'm gonna have to just be careful the first few times, see how it goes. I might have to, you know, add some sort of a, you know, put some weights or something, like some lifting weights, put like a little post and be able to stack weight on that side to kind of even out when you got grains over here when you're emptying it. But I think it's gonna work. Whoop. So somewhat compact size. Yeah, and my power cord is going to be able to plug in, so no extensions. And if you ever need to move it, or the wheels lock, the wheels are adjustable, so you can adjust it, get it level, get it not rocking, lock them down. Should be good to go. Alright, that's probably going to wrap it up for the build video. I'll make another video of a brew day or something when it's all painted and stuff like that. If anything, that I probably won't do any more major modifications. Maybe, like I said, some hooks or something to hang stuff off of, and I'm gonna make a little plate down here so my pump can stand. I still haven't quite figured that out yet. I was gonna do a brew day or two and see if I want to hook my pump up vertically or what. So just gonna see how it goes. But yeah, I'm gonna do a brew day or two with it before I paint it. So you guys will probably see a brew day with it in this kind of in an unpainted raw state. So alright guys, thanks for staying with me. I know this is a long video, but yeah, it turned out good. There's a lot of hours into this. Still got to do some little bit of grinding here and there, but alright, I'm gonna brew on this on today's Friday, so I'm gonna brew Sunday. So it's really the only thing I got to do is get a hook on here. So alright guys, thanks.